Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Got Peyton and Zach here. We've got some storm chances Friday evening. Very tricky forecast that's going on. As you can see, we don't have
Yeah.
the studio lights on. We just don't have any lights on. We're just gonna do this plain Jane right here. Give you the weather forecast. Yeah, we're just doing a little different. So Donna's saying winter is over. It's not over quite yet. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're going to begin with the severe weather potential. So, first of all, what do you think of the takeaways with this system coming in Friday?
Well, I think you mentioned in your shows very clearly that the potential is there. It's not certain. The wind profiles look good. So, at the very least, if we do get clouds, not necessarily convective storms, there'll be some cool structure.
Yeah.
At least as far as meteorologists think it's cool.
I
But
think it's one of those low coverage and potential high impact events.
Yeah.
mm,
And what's interesting is you look at the Storm Prediction Center, they don't have a day one or they don't have a day two outlook.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Let's not waste your time here. We'll get into the forecast. So there's a system for Friday. You can see the low pressure system. It's finally nice in Las Vegas. So the Super Bowl weather's looking actually really good because that big system's moving over us instead of impacting Las Vegas, which is good news. There's the upper level spin. But what's interesting about this, Peyton and Zach, is that we've been looking at this energy, and you can see it that there's not just this energy, this spin, which, by the way, is kind of lifting more northerly. So that's also a question if storms even develop. There's this spin as well that's dropping southwest of the big low. That will be our system for Saturday. There's all these chain reactions that have to take place with the weather forecast. And,
now that you
see that?
point that out, I think that might kick the system a little bit more to the north.
Yeah.
When I think about it. I don't know if you guys thought about that.
Yeah, I
A
think
little
it definitely
kicker
will.
system.
That cyclonic flow, I think it will.
What we mean by that and what that means to the forecast is the storm potential may be less coverage because the bulk of the energy will be northward. But you can't tell me there aren't any ripples of energy. And look at the
That's
way
true.
those clouds are lifted northward as those high clouds stream in. You know that there's some jet stream energy. So, what does this all mean and how does it translate to the forecast? Well, here is the day two convective outlook because the day one isn't up yet. But you'll notice that there's no severe weather risk.
Well, non-severe thunderstorms. So
Mhm.
thunderstorms still may be possible. but
Thunderstorms are definitely going to be possible, and the wind shear is there, and the low level instability is there,
Yeah.
and the soundings look impressive as well. And if you guys want me to go into the soundings and kind of giving you the details on why they are impressive,
Yeah.
let me know. If you comment and say, yeah, we want to see that, we'll do that. If not, we'll move on. But here's a look at that, what I think is going to be a marginal risk. I can't see that not taking place tomorrow. And we're going to know here at midnight, which, by the way, we will not be continuing this Facebook Live to midnight.
No.
We
Unless
just
an
won't.
earthquake happens.
Yeah. oh
Well, even
gosh.
then, no. Get a bounce. Y'all got it.
Yeah. It's got to be over a 5-1.
Yeah.
Watch that.
There's like a 4.5 or something off the coast of Florida.
No, that's a big.
That was pretty
one.
impressive.
So, all right. Well, anyways, let's get back to what we've got here. So there's that marginal risk that I do believe gets added. And the reason for that, and Lisa, we're getting to the snow forecast, but we're going chronologically. So we got to get to tomorrow first. So there's the front that's going to be moving in. This trough of low pressure kind of develops. And let me show you the computer model forecast for the storm chances. So this is the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh. One of the models that develops more storm potential. And so it doesn't look like a lot, but watch how they kind of blossom as they come through. So this is 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Splitting supercell. It kind of looked like there for a second.
It does kind of look like that. Now, can the model really? Yeah, it could. That does look like a splitting supercell, which, by the way, if that's the case and this comes true, guys, we could have some sizable hail in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, especially with that left mover.
Now, these are low topped, so meaning the anvils of the storms are lower than your typical summertime thunderstorms, springtime as well. We're talking at 400 millibars. And so, it's tough to say, Donna, if there's going to be storms in the Jasper area, but the threat is there. I'm going to step through this kind of slowly so you can see how they progress eastward. There you go, moving into Newton County. So the threat is there for storms, especially in the river valley. And I just don't see them not issuing a marginal risk, because if you look at the instability, you also look at what's called the significant tornado parameter. There is a little bit of a bump up with it. So it's something to
It's
watch.
hard to believe that based on how good the wind profile looks, that it didn't issue a marginal.
I know. It's a little now the reason that I don't think they did is because of the model uncertainty. But watch what happens during the day tomorrow. So there's that SIG-TOR parameter sneaking back in just before. I know it's on the low end, but the reason that this is on the low end, everyone, is because the models have been underdoing the amount of warm air. The temperatures are too cool. So you can see that tornado potential increasing during the early afternoon to late afternoon, which is exactly when those storms pop up. Then they move out pretty quick. So this is a small window of opportunity. We're talking 5 to 10, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at. And again, you look at Lisa, Bella Vista. What we will do, we will look at Bella Vista, but it just depends on where the storms develop, and we're not that good. Computer modeling is not good enough to know exactly where storms will pop up, but this does show storms moving through. Now, the interesting thing about this, that's one model, okay? So let's look at some others, and then I promise we're going to get into the snowfall forecast. But we'll look at the graph. The graph barely shows anything. In fact, it doesn't show a single storm popping up. See? Well, now it's trying, but it just doesn't really do it. You know why, though? I'll show you why. Because the temperatures are too cool. It's going for mid 60s, and that's just not right.
Yeah, no.
Mid 60s was supposed to be today, and that's not what we went with. We went with 70. So the instability is going to be greater, and it's just like, come on. Don't you get it, models? You got to go warmer. And all of this is a chain reaction to what the instability looks like, what the storms are like, and therefore everything is a lot lower. It's underpredicted, and therefore storm potential can pop up.
Yeah, we always say it with Southwest Flow. Oh no, Southwest Flow, because it literally gives us a headache of a forecast.
Yeah.
Models always underdo it. It's harder for us to convey the message when models are showing one thing and we're turning against the model. So it makes for quite a headache of a forecast.
It does.
It's pretty annoying.
And sometimes I was thinking about this today. Sometimes you're looking at the models going, oh, whatever, that's not going to happen. And then it does.
Yeah.
And it gets it right. And we're going against it. So it's a game. It's definitely a tricky game that you got to play. Let's go to another forecast. So this is what we adjusted. Now, keep in mind, when you download our Weather Authority app, we adjust the forecast. We alter it. We change it. Because remember, that was the graph model. Now, this is our numbers. See the difference? Look at that. We're getting into the upper 60s to lower 70s instead of what the model showed, which is mid 60s. However, our model doesn't show the instability and it doesn't alter it. It just basically alters the temperatures and keeps everything the same. And that's why you don't see barely any storms on there. So let's look at a different one here. Let's look at a 3-kilometer NAM. And then again, this is all the thunderstorm potential for tomorrow afternoon and evening. And this is our first basically thing that we're focused on. And the reason for that is because this is what happens first. The snowfall forecast is still a ways out. But you can see this energy swinging in. Look at this little green line on the screen right there. That's the trough that swings through. So you can't tell me that trough with, and look at those temperatures. Again, lower to middle 60s. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. It was supposed to be lower middle 60s today, and we already had basically a record high. And models don't predict records, but they do happen. So let's go back to this again real quick on the GFS as soon as this is done loading. And let's see if this breaks out any storms tomorrow. And yeah, it does a little bit. So you can see that nosing back in just a smidge.
I do think tomorrow's cloud cover is going to be a bit thicker.
I would agree with that. But as the high clouds move east, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, but we're probably going to start out warmer in the morning
Yeah,
than what we did this morning.
that's true.
So it might not matter.
And then here you've got, look at that dew point climbing into the upper 50s. So that's just a
little
quick
nose.
return right before those storms roll in. So I think you get the idea. Storm potential is possible, especially on our on our Friday evening. Okay, let's talk about the snow because Donna said, I bet the snow disappears, it'll go away, or some showers maybe. I hear that. I get you. Not really sure why the graph is showing nothing. Texas Tech, everything's there. There's no real capping. Temperatures are well underdone. So, yeah, you got it exactly right. Now, I want to analyze this system before we get into the details on the weekend because we look at the upper level pattern and there's just so much going on. First of all, you've got this system that's just over Las Vegas. You got another piece of energy, but I'm going to see if people know where the energy is coming for this weekend. So if I were to put, let's just do a little test here. You want to do this, Zach? And Peyton, I think this would be fun. So we have door number 1. Okay. We have number 2. And we have number 3. You tell me, which one do you think is going to be responsible for our snow potential? Is it number 1, number 2, or number 3? This is an interactive Facebook Live.
Yeah.
You tell me by commenting.
Got some 4s in there. I don't know. about
4?
that one. I think 4 might be the one.
Yeah.
Might as well.
So we got some
Number
2s, we
2
got
is so
some
tiny.
3s. I know 2 is tiny. We'll see. So we'll let this go for just a little bit here. So let's roll through. Robert says 3. 3.
All right.
All right. Andy says 2.
Okay.
Okay, just guessing. Josh Meyer says definitely 3. Roby says 2.5. How about 5.1? All right, that's enough. That's enough. Let's get to the details here. So we've got active pattern this weekend. Let's zip into Friday and Saturday system. Okay, so that rules out number 1 because Saturday's system is going to bring us a little bit of rainfall.
Mhm.
So 1 is out. So if you guessed 1, that's wrong. Oh, let's go to number 3, Sunday and Monday system. That's not right either. And you're like, what? No way. That thing is huge. Nope. This just shows you the uncertainty. It's actually this tiny little guy. You can see it digging in just north of Seattle. It's a little bit of a dark spot. And you're just like, what? This little thing? Watch. We've got the vorticity map and we're going to show you. So there it is right there. That's number 2. And watch what happens over time as that dives in. Look at all of that extra energy. You got a digging trough. You've got system number 1 that's moving eastward. That kind of combines with it, but see how that gets immediately absorbed.
Yeah.
So this is definitely, no doubt, number 2 that is going to dump on us. No pun intended. But you can see here, you can see that energy swinging in. And I'm going to tell you this firsthand. There is a lot of energy on this. That's a lot of spin in the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it meets up with that low that was just to the west of answer number 1.
So what this does is it drags the cold air south,
Yeah.
as someone just mentioned. It's a positively tilted trough because if we were to divide this sucker in half, so let's just divide the trough axis in half, and we kind of got something like that, I guess, pretty close.
Mhm.
If you have someone that's walking from left to right, they are going to be walking uphill. So that is a positively tilted trough. You're going to exert more energy and it's going to be tougher to move. That's why this positive tilt is going to be going slower. Now, what does that mean? That means that the snow could linger into Monday. So let's move along and let's show you how this evolves. So there it is. It's moving east. And now at this point, there is a lot of spin in the atmosphere and there's always little pieces of energy. And there's no way the models are going to be able to tell you exactly what's happening. Now, I personally think looking at this, that if there would be snowfall, which I think there will be, it is going to be focused more across. Oh, I didn't like that. It's going to be focused more across basically, there we go, right here, across northeast Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, and extreme northern northwest Arkansas. So Benton County, maybe northern Washington County. You get south of this low, you just don't see as much. You just don't see as much. So there's a look at the energy that moves out, and then after that, it's pretty much over with. So how does this translate to the models? Well, we already went through through Friday's system. Let's go through the two long range models, the global models. So first of all, we got the European, and this is what we've got for Saturday. I think it is going to rain. I personally think this is a little underdone because it doesn't get all that energy from Baja. So here's Saturday afternoon. See how it had very little rain? Now I want to show you this because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the HRRR, look at what happens on Saturday. So that's a lot more rain that's coming in. See that?
Yeah.
So that makes sense because you got all that energy that's coming in from Baja. So that's why I went with rain on Saturday, but not as high because that energy swings in. So back to our long range model. Heather, you caught my pun there. Yes, that's exactly what I said. But there's a look at that system on Saturday night. Now, Sunday is when things get interesting. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. The European, and I didn't zoom in on the newscast, but I will zoom in for you guys to show you on this Facebook Live. So now that you're watching and you're interacting, you'll get to see this. But that's already a changeover at noon on Sunday.
Yeah.
Seems a little early to me. However, there will be what's called wet bulbing, where the temperature is going to drop to the dew point. Well, actually, the temperature drops 2/3 and the dew point rises 1/3. Take that back. I said it wrong. The temperature drops 1/3 and the dew point rises 2/3. That's what happens in wet bulbing. So if you have like them separated, that's kind of how they meet in the middle. But there's that snow, and then that's a big wraparound system. So Oklahoma City and Western Oklahoma, that's going to get a good snow. That's looking like a pretty impressive snowfall. But then this system continues to churn. And at this point, this is the wraparound. And remember, the wraparound's finicky. And it's a finicky beast, meaning sometimes it develops, sometimes it doesn't. And then that system zips out of here. So that's the European model. Here's the GFS. So we're at Monday early morning, and it doesn't even have snowfall yet. And whoa, what happened to it? Is it totally gone? Oh, there it is. So it only develops on Monday. So basically nothing on Sunday. So it's almost a lot, like what, 12 hours, maybe almost 24 hours slower.
Yeah.
What do you think? So anyways, there's a
18
look at
hours.
Monday afternoon. You see that rain that changes over to snow, and then it's out of here. Let's do this now. Let's zoom in and see what it looks like. You want to? Let's zoom way in and we'll get a better look at this. So I don't show this on the news because it's so uncertain and it's just too far out and there's a lot of uncertainty. But now you're going to get to see a little bit more of a zoomed in view. And this is all we can do essentially with at this point because the NAM doesn't go out far enough. The HRRR, the RAP, you name it, the ARW, WRF, none of it goes out far enough. So we've got two global models that we can show, the Canadian as well, but kind of not many people look out that. Nope, I'm not going to, Garrett. I've seen it, and it's outrageous. And Donna says right here, it's Arkansas. It'll change, laugh out loud. It will change.
It will.
That's exactly
That's
why
for
we
sure.
don't show it. So there's noon on Sunday, and then it changes back over to a rain. So it's kind of like, this makes sense too. Does anybody know why? Let's see how smart you guys are on Facebook. Why is this on the leading edge turning to snow? On the leading edge of the precipitation, because watch. See how it's rain? But then all of a sudden the model thinks, ooh, I'm going to change it over to snow briefly, and then it changes back to rain. Why would it do that? Why on the leading edge does that precipitation turn to frozen? Let's see if you guys know. Might see some shrugger emojis. We're not in the wraparound yet. Lisa said the best thing, temperature drops. Yeah, that is right. We already have the rain cooled air, but we're getting that what's called wet bulbing. Remember, it's on the leading edge of the precipitation because remember, you got this really dry air that's in place from the northerly wind throughout the day on Saturday. You've got the northerly wind that's drying out the dew point in winter. And then what happens is as that precipitation initially moves in, kind of like if you take a shower and you step out and you get cold all of a sudden, that's the evaporative cooling. So that's what happens on the leading edge. When the atmospheric column cools, and it cools rapidly where it leads to snow. Then what happens is because you're seeing that precipitation increase, that typically warms the atmosphere, especially as the low level flow starts to increase until you get the wraparound. So to answer, yes, it'll be big, fat snowflakes. You got it. We've got some really savvy weather people on here. Now, as we go back to this graphic and go forward in time, now we're starting to get that wraparound. And you can clearly see how that's starting to turn over to snow and staying as snow. And then it just kind of lingers and moves through the area. Now, some of these snowfall rates might be comparable to what we had on January 5th, if you remember that.
Yeah, that Friday morning where it was just real brief, heavy in some spots.
Caused a little bit of an issue on the
Yeah.
roads, made for some slick conditions. So that's that wet bulbing, and then it moves out. So this model has it moving out by about 3, 4 o'clock. Let's check out the GFS. Do I even have it close up? I know I do, but I don't even think I have it loaded. That's how little I put the stock into the GFS. But I got to admit, the GFS hasn't been terrible lately.
David, as far as snow ratios, probably
That's a good
About-
question.
about 10 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 1, maybe 8 to 1 at
Ooh.
first
Maybe.
because it's going
Yeah.
to be like 35, 36. So what the ratio is basically what that is the amount of liquid water equivalent will equal how much snow. So when we say 10 to 1, that's 10 inches of snow if we had 1 inch of liquid equivalent. I don't think we see 1 inch liquid equivalent, but
Right.
it's the kind of system that could bring some surprises. It's a lot of energy. So let's look at the GFS and see if it has the same thing. First of all, there's those temperatures. What was I going? 50,
58.
58 might be a little warm.
Did you change it last second?
I think we will.
We still have 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're
Or
going to change it. Got
45 minutes.
45. Yeah.
Yeah, but we should.
I think I do need to change that. That seems a little warm.
I feel like
58.
53.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Competition could be
Kind of
watching.
right in the middle.
Competition could be watching, Dan.
Nah.
We're going 65.
Yeah. Actually, 58's too cool. Yeah, we're going to warm it way up. But there's a look at Sunday. Wow, that just seems way up there. 47, 45. I don't think this is handling it properly. I think the cold air, it's typically faster. It's also a slower system. So now here's the leading edge. That's when it really starts to wet bulb, when the precipitation, but it has to get heavy enough in order for it to do it. And then you can see it popping up. Now that might be some heavy precipitation right there. And then it moves out. So if I'm talking about accumulations at this point, it's a long ways out. I'm not going to show an accumulation map. I'm not going to show what the model show. Or you know what? Actually, I will, but it'll be the 3-day and it won't have anything on there. How about that?
Personally,
Oh, that'd be ice.
I think
Did I delete all the snow? No. There it is.
probably,
2 to 4,
I was going to say 1 to 3.
1 to 3. I think if the precipitation is heavy enough Monday morning.
If it is heavy enough.
I think in this type of event, the higher terrains will definitely get more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think 2 to 4 with 3 in the middle. David's like 7 to 10.
Ambitious.
You know, that's always the worst case scenario. That's the lower amounts. Let's see what we got here. Nothing. See, the graph doesn't go out far enough, but the European does, and it's showing precipitation already. And the GFS is like, nope,
Not
that's
enough.
not happening yet.
It only goes to
Yeah.
Sunday night
So there you go.
or Sunday afternoon.
Alex had a question about judging
Barbecue.
You're gonna judge a barbecue for us come October. I reckon his wife will be cool. Is that the national barbecue competition at Sam's? Is it that one that you have to be KCBS certified, Kansas City Barbecue certified? I don't know. So this will be a wet snow. We know that. It's going to be a
Sure.
great packing snow. This will be totally different than what we had on I don't even know.
January
the date.
5th.
Well, January 5th, but
January 5th was a wet snow. It was,
I'm talking about January 14th.
14th,
Yeah, 14th. The state competition. Okay.
International Barbecue Committee Association.
This will be a good snowman snow. It
Yeah.
will. Yeah. It'll be
So-
very slushy. Now, it'll accumulate on grassy surfaces, elevated areas, car hoods, windshields, truck beds, stuff like that. Decks will cool off. Roads, the primary roads, when they're treated, I think they'll be okay. But we're still a ways out. We can talk about this
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's too far out for accumulation amounts. But I think on average, yes, I know the models are showing more, but I think that's a pretty good bet. I just want to look and see what it shows here. Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable, actually.
Yeah.
I am going to show that. I'm not going to show the GFS, but this is the European model, and that does see that Southwest Missouri, Northeast Oklahoma. According to the track, that looks very reasonable. So 1.5 to 3, maybe some spots picking up a little more.
Kind of depends on the low, the track of the low at that point.
Oh,
'cause
big time.
If it's a little further south, then Southwest Missouri, Northeast Oklahoma won't get much. We'll get a lot. It all just kind of depends on the track of the low.
Any chance it goes a little more south? Always a chance. There's never not a chance. For
If
anything
it
to
goes more
happen.
south, will the River Valley wet bulb that much?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that, and especially with the cooler temperatures aloft too, that dynamic cooling. So all that can shift south. It all depends on the track. And remember where that low was. It's just right here. There's so much that has to evolve for this thing to take place. That's what makes
Yeah.
weather so complicated. Look at that. That's all it is. That little system. So what happens is it hits a blocking high, and it drops this way down here, and then it goes around, and then it encounters this, and then this curvature gets lost, and then that it's just like, what? Yeah.
Little British Columbia Baja Blast.
Oh, there you go. Any chance this is an April Fool's joke? Yeah, I know the groundhog's hoping that.
I wish.
I mean, it would be an early or an early April Fool's joke.
Still
But,
back there. There he is.
is he?
Yep.
Smiling and waving.
He's
That
gonna-
smug look.
Look, yeah, let's get him over here.
You got to admonish him.
Not only was it 70,
No.
Matthew, it was record highs.
Get Phil back from hibernation. He went back in hibernation.
Look at this garbage.
There he is.
Yep. Phil, we woke him up. He's out of
Now,
hibernation.
the last
Now,
time.
last time you had an earthquake, man. You better stop shaking things up. Is it safe to go to bed?
His,
Yeah.
head is shaking.
In fact, I'm going to be going to bed too. Yeah, why didn't he shake with the earthquake?
I don't know.
Maybe he
Probably
was. He
did.
probably was, and we didn't realize it. Should we show this or scrap that?
Show it. To be like, this is what not. This is
Ready?
what
Got to
not
watch
like.
real close. 1, 2, 3. There you go. I showed it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you see it a little longer. This is the GFS. In 3, 2, 1. Boop. There you go. You saw it a little longer.
Wait, can we see the Canadian? Just see it.
Yeah, let's bring up the Canadian.
I mean,
Who knows what it'll show?
I think it
Gotta look
is-
at all models. You
Yeah.
can't just dish them or like completely throw them out the window.
Dis
Yeah,
diss
diss
'em.
them. Well, maybe if it's a Canadian, probably.
Let's see what we
Icon
got.
or the gem.
Canadian is a gem.
Yeah,
It's something, all right.
I'm looking for the one that I want. There we go. Wait, that doesn't have the snow. Oh, here you go. I just got a DMA extra, designated market area extra. Okay, let's watch this together. Ready? Oh, it doesn't. That's not going to go out far enough. Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
On this, it doesn't go out far enough. Let's see if it goes out far enough on this.
it should.
Yeah, no. I think that's it. I don't know.
it's unfortunate. Yeah, probably anywhere from 1 to 4 inches. Of course, once it gets closer, it might narrow down to 2 to 3. But
Not playing fair.
knows?
Yeah, I know.
yeah, neither is the weather. Mother Nature never plays fair. especially with southwest flow.
The graph, will the graph get that far out? No. None of this will get far enough out. So, yeah, see that only, oh, wait, that does go to Sunday PM. Let's see. It's going to load first. It's not loading.
Put the NAM 20 kilometer.
I don't know if we have it.
We do.
90 hours.
Yeah.
NAM.
There it is.
That's a new local. Okay, yeah, let's do that. NAM snow. A lot of these I just put to bed because there's no sense.
We just type in 20 kilometer.
Yeah, how about that? We'll just do 20. Okay, let's check this out. This is an ice and snow. We know there's not going to be a lot of ice, so let's see. Yeah, that also doesn't go out far enough. See, we just don't have anything that goes out far
Yeah.
enough at this
Yeah.
point.
That's what.
And that's
stinks.
why we're shutting her down.
Sorry, just throwing darts at a dartboard with our eclipse glasses on.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Eclipse, let's ask Chat GBT. Yeah. Oh, there you go. All
How
right,
about the
so-
8-ball?
8-ball, schmate-ball.
Wait. is that
How about
clicked
ask
down?
Phil?
What do
Phil.
you know?
Ask Phil.
Phil said it would be in early spring.
Phil already said it's an early spring. Are you going? Are you calling for snow on Sunday? I don't know. All right. So let me go ahead and end it with this. So basically, yes, some snow Sunday and into Monday. We're still fine tuning the timing. We just don't have the details. We can't
Right.
give them to you at this point. But I do want to show you this. If you want to learn more, we always have all of our information, including our weather blog. And how many of you, since we have some people on Facebook Live, how many of you are planning on going to the total solar eclipse? Let me know about that.
Ain't going to it. It's coming to me.
Yeah.
Man,
For
I'll
some
be there
people.
before it comes in.
depends. Yeah. Okay.
Severe weather.
Might.
There was some late April outbreak. In like
I
Dixon.
am. No 8-ball. Should we do the 8-ball?
Uh,
I think tomorrow. Well, we'll do the 8-ball for
yeah, we'll do
storms
the 8-ball for
tonight.
storms tonight.
But first of all, let me share this real quick. This is our weather blog. You type in knwa.com. Okay. After you do knwa.com, you'll go to this page. You click on weather or hover over weather, and then you click on weather blog. Weather blog, Zach has a nice article that will keep you up to date, and Josh will probably update it in the morning with all the latest information. You want to know about the tornado potential? You can see the system zipping in. There's the amount of instability, the energy helicity index. There's the storm potential with some of the older models. There you get to see a zoomed in view. We've got this as well, showing the system that comes in on Sunday, all the snowfall potential. So really nice information that about as much as we can provide at this point. Now, what we can provide you a lot of information is the weather blog for the monthly for the 2 month from now eclipse. So this is what's happening, and boy, if you want to learn about eclipses, I've got it all in here. Possibly want to know about a total solar eclipse. So go ahead and check that out. Oops.
Oh.
No, it's on there. It just whenever you click off of
Oh,
it, it goes away. You want to learn what the best place to watch the eclipse is? Where there's no cloud cover, Alex. I mean, be honest with you. I'm attending the total eclipse of the heart. I know. We'll
Dude,
be,
what is that song? I don't know.
you
that.
never heard that
It's a
song?
song.
First of all, the video is extremely weird. But Phil says live life. Yep.
Or if the eclipse was on Valentine's Day, then
Fairfield Bay on Greer's Ferry will have a long totality. That sounds awesome. Daughter lives in Russellville, wants to escape because of the people coming in.
No, don't escape. It's
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
don't wanna
like-
escape.
It's something you don't want to miss.
Donna says, I already have my glasses.
There you go.
Nice. Not sure where I go to see it. Well, Sharon, guess what? Go to the weather blog. You can learn all about it, including, I'll kind of scroll through here. This is what you'll see, by the way, but only if you're in that path of totality. Look at that. You can see that with your own eyes. That's called the corona, Bailey's beads, solar prominences, you name it. It's got it all. You keep scrolling down. It's got even a video from Charles Peak of what the eclipse looks like. You're going to see what's called Bailey's Mean. It's just absolutely incredible. You got to check out this, all that information right there. Now watch, here it goes, disappearing. And at that point, boom, that's what it looks like. And it comes up so fast. That's with your eyes. Then you go through, look, you can see Venus in the sky and Mercury. And you can actually see 5 planets with this eclipse. You see 5
Was it
planets
Saturn,
at the time.
Uranus, Mercury,
Saturn,
Venus?
Jupiter,
Jupiter.
Venus, Mercury, and Mars. Yeah. And you scroll down, and then here's where the end of the eclipse is. That's called the diamond ring right there. That's the diamond ring.
Put those
You
glasses
don't,
back on.
yeah, you want to have glasses on.
Got to have the glasses on right about there. Don't look at that very long. Take my word for it. It's really, really bright because that happened with me. You keep scrolling down. Where's the best place? Here's the path of totality. We got some zoomed in views that you can look at, including, well, there you see some of the areas. So there's Russellville, very close to the center line. Morrilton, Conway, Perry County, Yell County, you name it, a bunch of other counties that are included in that. And so then you can go how long it lasts. Now, it depends on where you're at. Each eclipse experience is different. You want to learn more, you just go to this link right here, this website, time and date. That's kind of what it looks like. And then what you're going to do is click on that, and that'll take you to a page where you can plug in your location, and it'll give you exact times. For those that are going to Russellville, this is what you can expect for times. And then finally, cloud cover forecasts, and then what you need to see, what you need to have to see it. So, and we'll continue to add more and more and more information to that. So,
Give it a read. It's a good blog.
yeah, it's got a lot of
Very
information.
informational.
Will really make you educated on what an eclipse is.
Yeah.
Concerned about traffic that day. I know. 1.5 million people coming in. Depends. It could be 1.5 million people going away if it's cloudy. Honestly, there's probably not that many people that will get up and leave. But how often does it happen anyways? Well, we answer that too. It's about every 18 months that a total solar eclipse will occur due to this, what's called the Saros cycle. Now, that is anywhere in the world. But the next one that's going to be close to us is not until 2045. So it's a long time away. And then you get to see solar flares. That's what a solar prominence is. Not something you want to watch with a telescope unless you have a specialized filter with it. Then you can look at the sun through a telescope, see the prominences even better.
That's cool.
And it
That is
looks freaking amazing. How's the weather going to be in Van Buren, Arkansas tomorrow? Kimberly, we covered that, but just to let you know, we got the potential for some thunderstorms between 5 to 10. You can make a shadow box and witness it through that. Yep.
Mhm.
And we'll have an article on that next week. In fact, we even have a graphic for that. Groundhog Day shadow. Let's see, eclipse viewer. So here is that's a good question. Where is it?
Type in viewer.
Yeah. Is this it? Yeah,
Yep.
there it is. DIY eclipse viewer. So bring this up here real quick. So this is how you do it. You got a shoebox, you got tape, foil, scissors, paper, pencil, and then you can see that cutting those 2 holes out. And the reason you want 2 holes, one to look through, and the other one is going to allow the sunlight to come through. So you got a piece of foil, you add tape to that, you stick that on the box, you put a little pinhole, poke a little hole. It's got to be a perfect circle, otherwise you won't get a circle image. Then you got white on the background, put that on top. And then when you have your back to the sun's going to shine through and you're going to see that. And then you'll be able to see the eclipse over time. That's it's going to be covered up a little more in Northwest Arkansas, but that's what you're going to kind of see. So there's a look at that eclipse viewer. So some good information there. We'll have something on that. Snow on Sunday. Yeah, we'll definitely have that. So we're going to have that late Sunday night or Sunday evening for Super Bowl Sunday into Monday. I think we're going to see that potential for some snow. So we'll be watching that closely. So yeah, shout out to David's Roofing for sponsoring this Facebook Live. We appreciate that. I think that about covers it. Anything else to add, guys? Let's see if we got any
I
other.
think people wanted the 8-ball.
Oh yeah,
involved
they
here.
want the 8-ball. Let's get it out.
It's already out, Dan.
Got
You're
it.
right.
Oh, you got it, Zach. All right. What are we asking it? Severe weather?
Will
Will there be
We
severe
see-
thunderstorms tomorrow?
well, how about
Yeah.
you have just storms in general? Because I think there's a question.
Yeah, there's a question if we even see storms.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh,
So-
Van Buren's going to be like a dusting, if that. There might be some snow that falls from the sky. I don't think much is going to accumulate unless, Kimberly, that track is a little bit farther south. All right.
So 8-ball. Will we see storms?
You got to shake it up.
Gotta ask it first.
Okay.
You gotta shake it while you ask it.
Yeah.
All right. 8-ball. Will we see storms?
Upside down. So
Oh.
you can't cheat.
You do it, Dan.
All right. All right. Yeah. No, if you're doing this, then you'll see.
I'm not looking though.
Oh,
How you can do it? All right.
there you go.
All right.
Got a
8-ball.
proper
Will
8-ball
we
etiquette.
see storms tomorrow
Where? Gotta be
in
specific.
Northwest Arkansas and River Valley?
Okay. Oh, which way is it going to go?
Ask again later.
He doesn't
So
like.
it doesn't
Eight
know.
8-ball
know.
doesn't know.
Doesn't even
Doesn't
know.
know.
Okay, how about this? Will there be snow Sunday in Northwest Arkansas? Outlook good.
All right.
All right.
Does that mean good for
So-
everyone, meaning no snow, or
I think that means that we are going to see snow.
Yeah, I
we're
think
seeing
so.
snow.
Which will be, oh yeah, will the European model correctly forecast Sunday and Monday snow?
Good question.
Let's see that, 'cause it looks like it's doing a good job. Yeah, the 8-ball doesn't go out that far. I know. It says yes, definitely. All right, so the European is on the money. Will there be a tornado warning in our weather coverage area tomorrow?
whoa, that's
Yeah.
pretty bold.
That's pretty bold.
During the 7th.
During the summer, we're no, wait, just anything. Will there be a tornado warning in our weather coverage area?
No, I'm saying
Tomorrow,
If it says yeah,
Friday.
it'll probably be during the 7th.
Without a doubt. Wow. I have a lot of doubts.
All right. Should we?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
We'll see about that one. We beat it. I beat it in the summer.
Am I
Tennessee-
about to
oh,
go
my
home
bad.
and go to bed immediately?
Stop tracking. There we go.
It is decidedly so.
Wait, we should,
Oh,
we should
right.
we should go to the gym tonight.
No,
Yeah, you have fun
Why
with
it's
that.
all you, man.
You got it.
it.
You want to get up at 6:30 in the morning with me?
Nope.
I didn't think so. All right.
But we're supposed to work out together.
I
Zach's
know.
gonna stay up till 6.
A weather team that works out together stays together.
Yes.
Always hard, never
We'll
soft.
flex for you. All right. Will I get to use the 4-wheel drive on Sunday? I think so. Yeah. You know what I will say? I'm thinking this reminds me a lot of the January. Okay, so this is a heavier snow, but January 24th into the 25th of 2022. It was a heavy, wet snow that caused a lot of power outages. That was a little bit of a bigger snow event, but that ended up becoming a pretty big deal.
Wasn't that like 6 to 8 inches?
Yeah. What I mean though is that's the type of snow, like really wet, heavy snow.
I'm gonna have to look that up when I get home.
Well, here I'll show you.
Oh.
I'll bring it up on the archive. So January 24th, and then we'll go 2022, and then we'll go, and hold on, I'm gonna bring this up for you. We'll go an extra 2 days. We'll go 240. We'll do a radar composite.
Oh, the Ada model. Wow.
South Plains. Whoa.
The NAM's predecessor.
Oh, January 25th. Didn't go far enough. extra 3 days. Let's go radar composites, South Plains. All right, here we go. Load. That didn't look right. Be 2023? It was 2023. My bad. Yeah, it wasn't. It was 2023. We go January 24th. Wow, I can't believe it was already 2023. Okay, yeah. This will be right. Let's see what this looks like.
It's crazy. That was over a year ago already.
I know. That's wild. South Plains. Come on. Is it not going to load
It's
now?
running out of steam, just like me.
I know. I'm running out of steam too. Let's do an extra 2 days. South Plains. There we go. Hopefully that's the right one. Oh, yeah, that's bigger. Yep. See how that track of that low? Wow, what's going on with the radar data there? It's doing some weird stuff. This is what I mean. This is what kind of what it could look like. Let me zoom out here a little bit. I think that's the problem. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay. Stand by. I'm going to show you this. Remove this. Present. Okay, so this is the heavy wet snow. It doesn't have precipitation type, but you get the idea. Here it is coming in. As it initially came in, started off as rain, turned to snow, turned back to rain. See how this low is right here?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes straight across. Something's going on with the radar
So
there.
we're in the Red River now.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep. And then there's the wraparound. That's where it was getting pretty heavy. But this is about as close to freezing as it was getting. I don't know why the radar is flickering like that. But you get the idea, and then the storm system moved out. So if we go back to this and do a surface composite, you'll be able to see this. So they used to have a lot more, but there you go. See the temperature 34, 34, 33, 39. So it was like in the upper 30s and it was snowing. And then it was, that's why it was freaking out. So then it got down to like 32, 31. That's the temperature wise and system wise. Might be a little bit farther north on this one, but nevertheless, still something interesting to watch. All right, guys. Well, that covers it. We're done. And we'll see what happens on Bella Vista Roads Monday morning. Still a ways out. Tune in tomorrow. We'll have more information. We'll also have more on that severe weather potential.
Have a good night.
Yep. Bye, guys. God bless. Have a great rest of your night. We will see you Friday. Bye.
Let the team out.